All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming out tonight. I'm Owen from Jet Travel. So thank you for joining us as we learn today more about G Adventures. We're joined by our travel partner, Natalie Line, who's going to tell us all about G Adventures' fantastic new Geluxe product. So I will hand it over to you, Natalie.
Okay, perfect. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. I am so excited to share all the details of our new travel style that we just launched. Our product or our travel style is called G Lux. So think deluxe with a G instead of a D, kind of like for G Adventures, if you will. This product just launched November 9th. So it's new and fresh just in time for the holidays. So super excited to get in front of you so you could chat with your clients about it. So I'll just dive in with an overall December update about kind of a high level overview of G Adventures, who we are, and then just chat about the product. So first and foremost, again, my name's Natalie. I'm a global purpose specialist at G Adventures. So my territory is Southwestern USA, and I'm happy to support any and all of you on this call today. This is my contact information, and I'll also share that. I'll drop a link in the chat as well so you can have this. But in addition to me, we have a small but mighty sales team in the US. There's going to be 3 other BDMs that support me. So no matter where you're located, we have a BDM to support that local territory. But I cover this nice pink region over here. And then I have support staff in all other regions that you see that's color coded on this map. Collectively as a team, we've been in the industry for over 40 years. So, and then my director of sales and a few other of my colleagues have been with G Adventures for 12 years. So if there's a travel question you have, a destination question you have, chances are they've been there, they've traveled on that tour, so they can give you the inside scoop. So never hesitate to answer or ask any questions. So quick agenda, I'll go over G Adventures, who we are, just a quick overview. We'll talk about all of our travel styles as a whole, but then I'll really focus in our new product, which is our G Lux collection. That G Lux collection has 28 new itineraries. So I won't go through them all, but if you have any questions, we can definitely chat about what is available to you. And I do have all of the itineraries if we do want to go into it a little bit deeper, but I can also share that with you after the call. I also want to highlight some marketing resources we have available to you, and then discuss our Agents of Change Facebook page, which is a great place to stay in the loop with us for any current happenings. So as I kick things off, I always love to share this quote. This is our founder, Bruce Poon-Tip, and he says, "We get back what we put in. You just have to believe that what you're doing is important, that it's worth the effort, and you're doing it for more reasons other than just to make money." This is the foundation of G Adventures. We are a travel company. We obviously are in business, but we really are here to make an impact in the destinations that we're traveling to. It is our mission to keep tourism alive and well in those destinations for generations to come. And we do that by something that we call a ripple score. So anytime you book with G Adventures, dollar for dollar, we try and put the money that your traveler is booking with back into the community. And that can be done by booking a local hotel, or staying at or dining at a local restaurant, or even our tour guides, they live in that country, so you're supporting them. So everything we're doing, we are hyper focused on local, because we do want that money to stay in the community. Again, we do want to keep tourism there. Usually it's a huge source of income for everybody in that community, so we want to make sure it's going into the right hands. And then to support our community-based tourism model and giving back to the community, we have a nonprofit partner called Planetera. And Planetera will go into the communities and start foundations to support those communities. So whether they go in there and build a restaurant, or a weaving co-op, or we even have a coffee roastery in Costa Rica. So no matter what we're doing, there's very intentional practices behind everything that we're doing, just to make sure, again, that we're supporting these local communities and really supporting tourism in those local destinations. So why G Adventures? So yes, I'm going to dive into our new product, G Lux, but G Lux and every other travel style we have all shares the same truth, which I've highlighted on this slide. So not only can you trust G Adventures because we've been in the industry for 30 years, so we've been tried and true itineraries, everything that we offer on our website. We have operated back-to-back departures for years. I mean, obviously Geluxe is a new product, so we're, testing it out, but all our other products, we're always getting constant feedback from our tours. So whether it's from our tour guides, our local operations office, or travelers, just like your clients that you're booking, giving us feedback at the end, we have a pulse on what's going on in that destination. So if there's anything we need to adjust or pivot, we're actively doing that in real time. So you can always feel confident when you book G Adventures, knowing that we're always, updating and pivoting as need be. So it's an extra security blanket when you book with us. Additionally, of those tried and true itineraries, we have over 600 tours to choose from. So I'll go through the travel styles that we offer, but truly there is something for everyone because we do have a variety of travel styles and we go to over 110 countries. So it's just about client matching, but really we'll find a tour that works for you. And then the other thing about G Adventures, for all of our travel styles, including Geluxe, our max tour capacity is 16 passengers. So nothing that you book with G Adventures will be a big tour bus where you're piling in and out. Most of our tours operate in, I'll give you a visual, it's like a Mercedes Sprinter van. So it's going to be a small format. And then we do have some safaris that are about 6 or that are only 6 passengers just because of that vehicle size. So nothing will be larger than 16, but you may have group sizes that are smaller. So just know that it's a really intimate, special experience because you are in a small format. And then no single supplements. So on G Adventures, if you book a tour and you're traveling solo, we'll never slap an extra fee or tax-free traveling solo. We have a lot of solo travelers that book with us, and majority we're seeing a lot of solo female travelers. So the same price will hold true for you, or if you're traveling with a partner. And then guaranteed departures. This is another security blanket with G Adventures. Even if there's just one person booked on a tour, we'll operate if it's at capacity. So no thresholds needed to be met for our tour to operate. Once you book, you can feel confident that tour will operate, and your client will be going on tour as planned. We'll never force cancel or anything like that. And then another thing is Another thing is locally based guides. So all of our guides, as I mentioned, we're hyper focused on supporting local. So all of our guides live in the destination. So they really do know the destination like the back of their hand. And they know all the best spots. They know, how to avoid the tourist traps. So you really are getting this immersive culturally rich experience. And we do call our tour guides CEOs, which stands for Chief Experience Officers. So if you hear that lingo, that's just another a fun title we have at G Adventures. And then lifetime deposits. This is another good call out. So to book at G Adventures, to confirm your tour, it's a $350 deposit. With that deposit, if you need to cancel or pivot dates or anything like that, we'll just hold the deposit in your traveler's name on file, and then they can rebook at a later date. Or they can even gift their credit to someone else. And no matter what, that deposit will not expire. So if they need to rebook in 5 years or 10 years, that's totally fine. That'll just live in their account. And then the last thing I like to share is that fun thing that not a lot of people know about G Adventures. Of all of our 600 itineraries that we offer, we can always offer those itineraries. We can always do those as a private group. So if you have a multi-generational family or a book club or, a hiking group who all wants to get together and do a tour, and you have 6 or more passengers, we can just do a departure solely for your group or your family or whatever that chunk of people is. So that's a great way to grow your business and kind of have that private experience. So again, like I said, we have something for everyone. There's 650 tours in 110 countries. So this is the spread of our tour travel styles before Geluxe announcement. So we really have the gamut, whether you want to do a hostel, really budget conscious travel style where you want to shoestring budget, want to see a lot of land. That's a great option with our Romies products. 18 and 30 somethings for our younger travelers. Classic is going to be the tour style that we have the most of. So it's going to be pretty standard accommodations, about 3 stars. So no frills, but you're really covering a lot of ground, seeing a lot of destination, not spending that much time in a hotel. So that's kind of explains that. Then we have active for those adrenaline junkies. Think Everest Base Camp, Kilimanjaro, Camino de Santiago, Mont Blanc. We have that. So if you have anybody who wants that bucket list adventure, give us a call. We have a slam dunk itinerary for them. And then wellness. This is one of my favorite travel styles. This is also going to be about these are going to be 4-star accommodations, and they're going to be wellness focused. So whether there's a spa day included or a yoga class included, this is really going to be a vacation you don't need a vacation from. And it's also not going to be this top tier or super strenuous yoga class involved. So it's graded as a light rating. So if you have an entry level person who's just looking for a little R&R, this is a great trip to put them on. They don't have to be super far along in their wellness journey to enjoy this tour. And then our other 2 to the right of that is our National Geographic Journeys. We have that in an adult format and a family format, but this is a great partnership with National Geographic. We've had it for over 10 years, and this is going to be 4-star accommodations across the board. And I like to say that this travel style is going behind the lens. So taking a deeper look at the destination, your tour guides will be certified by National Geographic, so they'll really be a wealth of knowledge on tour. You'll stop at UNESCO heritage sites, things like that. So very educational, very cultural immersive. So it's a really awesome tour if you have any of those educational travelers. And these tours, median age is around 55 for the adult format. So just a good thing to know. Then local living, that's one of our travel styles where you stay with a host family. Typically, you'll stay on the property of a host family in a separate villa, and then, go into the host family's home to maybe do a cooking class or something like that. And they'll really show you their land and their culture and their hometown. So it's a really special trip. And then we also have marine products. So think Galapagos or Antarctica expeditions, sailing Croatia, things like that. So something for everyone. Those are all of our travel styles until our newest travel style, which is our premium active line called Geluxe. So our tagline for this is adventure at its finest. So Geluxe collection is going to be geared towards travelers 18 and up, who are looking for more of a luxury stay, but still want to be super active on tour. So I have this video. I'm not sure if it'll work, so I'll give it a quick play. I don't know if the sound will play, but just to get the visual, I might just let this play out for a minute so you can just kind of see what we have to offer.
Looks really neat. Like there's a lot of diversity of experiences here.
I know, a picture's worth 1,000 words, so.
Introducing the Deluxe Collection. Adventure at its finest.
All right. So that was just a teaser. I did drop the video in the chat if you want to have the full dramatic violin in there. I think it is worth watching. But this is perfect. So Geluxe travelers, this is just a rundown of who you are. So adventurous, well-traveled, sophisticated, anybody who's looking to stay active on their holiday and see and do as much as they can. This is also people who want thoughtfully crafted itineraries to make the most of their time, but still want freedom to occasionally unwind and explore. So these itineraries will have some moments of free time baked into the itinerary. So you can, stroll around the destination or find a secret coffee shop or something like that. We do leave some things open-ended so you can kind of be spontaneous on tour. And then enjoy outstanding accommodations that offer something unique. So again, this is going to be 4-star accommodations on tour. So a lot of these will be boutique hotel partnerships that we just made the connection with. So really special, awesome hotels that are locally owned. So again, you're supporting that community where you're traveling. This tour, so obviously it's new product, but when we did a demo, we realized that this is mostly geared, and the people that kind of really lit up when we talked about this was 40 plus year old professionals. So either solo travelers or mostly women. And then if they're couples, we were seeing a lot of like empty nesters feeling called to this. So people who are young adult or young parents who, had a little bit more free time on their hands and were still super active and wanted to explore, but maybe don't have the time to plan a full trip. So that's when they tag us in, because they know we have contacts across the world, so they know they can trust the brand. And then again, this price point will be a little bit higher than our other products on our website, just because they do have nicer accommodations. It will rival our National Geographic product because that also has nicer accommodations, but you'll see when you browse our website and as I go through this presentation that our price points are still very attractive. They're just on the higher end for our product line in general, if you look at it as a whole. So how the Geluxe collection compares. So typically I'm seeing in the States a lot of bookings from National Geographic coming through. And again, that's at 4-star accommodation. But Geluxe is going to be on the same access as being just as nice of the accommodations. It's just going to have more of an active interest. So again, if you're trying to think, how would I travel with G Adventures? I would just ask yourself 2 questions. Are you looking to be active, or are you looking to get a little bit more educational? If you're looking for a more educational tour, National Geographic all the way. If you're looking for a little bit more active, whether you're going to kayak or hike or bike, Geluxe is going to be the way to do it. Well, both of those are going to be in very comfortable, beautiful accommodations throughout the tour. So just something to think about when you're planning your trips with us. And then again, just to break it down, because I am seeing most bookers I'm seeing is either going to be Geluxe or National Geographic. So again, the 4-star accommodations are the carefully curated adventure. But I think the one call out for Geluxe that I'm super excited about, and I'll get into it on the next slide, is we're doing something called an OMG day and an OMG stay. So for the Geluxe, we'll have one day where it's the OMG stay, where we have this really awesome gem of a hotel. It's a boutique hotel in a really awesome destination, and it's going to be the highlight of the tour. So you'll have a lot of R&R time at that hotel to really enjoy the amenities, whether they're a nice spa hotel or they have a beautiful pool or something like that. So that'll be the OMG stay. And then the OMG day will be, I like to say it's choose your own adventure. So you'll wake up one morning on your OMG day, and you can either choose to go kayaking, or maybe you'll choose to hike to a place to do yoga in the forest. So you can wake up on tour and choose your own adventure. So it's really cool. We leave that spontaneous decision up to you on tour. So price point, just to kind of go through the nitty gritty, our Geluxe collection, depending on the destination, is about $375 to $800 per day. Typically our tours are going to be around 7 days, but that will include obviously a private transportation the whole way through, your airport transfers, most meals. We do leave some meals, up to your discretion. Some people, don't want to eat 3 square meals a day, or they want to, pop into a recommendation they got. So we do leave some flexibility, but the majority of your meals will be covered. And then we'll also cover your guide and things like that. So not super expensive. And then the whole range, I mean, we're going to Cambodia and we're also going to Greece. So, I mean, you just kind of gotta give us, the range there. But again, all our prices are listed online, so you can definitely see that live. So where to? I know this is probably what you've all been waiting for. So 16 countries and we have 28 itineraries. So our first departures will be in June and July, starting in June and pouring into July 2024. And then I did just note how many tours we have. So 5 in Peru, 3 in Costa Rica, 3 in Mexico, 2 in South Africa, 2 in Zimbabwe, 2 in Botswana, 3 in Morocco, 1 in Jordan, 1 in Egypt, 2 in Italy, 2 in Greece, 1 in Japan, 1 in Nepal, 2 in Vietnam, 2 in Thailand, and 2 in Cambodia. And I know that math might not be mathing with 28 trips, but some of our Perus, we've combined 2 of the tours. So you could butt up 2 tours to make it a longer trip. So we do have some if you want to extend. But yeah, I'm so excited. There's something literally for everyone. So I'm just going to showcase one itinerary just so we can kind of go through it. And Costa Rica has always been a popular one. So I figured I would choose this one. 8 days in and out of San Jose. So all you would need to do beyond booking your G Adventure would be flying in and out of San Jose. Everything else is included through us. So yeah, just, you get there and we take care of the rest. So as you can see here, here's going to be a map of the whole tour. So starting here, you'll take a private transfer and you'll just go in this course of the map. And there's the national park entrance fee is included. A thermal hot spring soak is included. You'll learn about wildlife and birds in the canopy of hanging bridges. And then also you'll go to a waterfall at a national park. So everything that Costa Rica has to offer, we have in this tour. And as you can see here, this is going to be your OMG stay. And OMG, I mean, you're just in a treehouse. It couldn't be more picturesque. So that's a really special hotel, and I have a few more photos of it on the next slide. But for your OMG day, you can choose to go ziplining through a forest canopy or go canyoning and rappel down a waterfall. So that's something where you just wake up in the morning and you say, hey, what do I want to do today? And you pick that. Whether you're traveling with other people and they want to do something else, you guys can go your separate ways on tour. So that's really cool. It's not all or nothing on the reservation. You can always pick whatever you're looking for. So a little bit more of the details. So you can see all of this on our website as well. But you'll see service level upgraded. So, just again, reiterating, it's going to be 4-star accommodations across the board. The physical rating. So this is rated as average. As I mentioned, this is going to be our premium active line, but this is just an average rating. So yes, they'll be hiking, biking, but it's nothing that's strenuous. Obviously you're going to want to have to get a little sweaty and get a little active on tour, but don't think you have to be this huge athlete to experience it. We do have some Geluxe tours that have a 4 that are demanding, and that's going to be doing the Inca Trail or something like that in Peru, where you're going 1,400 feet. Like that's a little bit more extreme. This is going to be it's not mild, like you still have to get after it a little bit, but it's not going to be super strenuous. So just something to note when you are looking at the tours with this, just know what you're getting into ahead of time. I always like to be transparent. And then again, small group. So all of our groups max out at 16 passengers, but typically we're seeing most departures operate with about 10 to 12 guests. So it doesn't have to be, as I said, only one person for our tours to operate. And then again, 18 and up for Geluxe. So that's just something to note about all of these tours. It will be adult focused. And then just some more things that are included. So the G for Good moment, this is what I was talking about for our nonprofit partner, Planetera. So they sponsored this coffee co-op that we have. So you'll see how they, roast the coffee beans. You'll do a coffee tasting. I don't know who's a coffee addict here besides me, but I'm so excited about that. Yeah, guilty. So that's just a really cool moment to see like the good and the impact that you are having with your traveler money. And then, yeah, ziplining or waterfall canyoning. You'll have a wellness moment, so hot springs, things like that. And then yeah, welcome dinner, your complimentary your arrival transfers complimentary. 2 days of kayaking is included, walking to waterfalls included, a day pass at the hot spring resort, the hanging bridges excursion, the hike to this waterfall. So all of these things are going to be included. And again, that's listed on our website, so you can kind of dive into all the details. And if Costa Rica isn't for you, and you're looking at a different destination, all the details will be on there as well. And then again, this price point, again, is pretty reasonable. So for the 8 days for everything you're seeing is $3,599. And again, that's 5 nights of hotel, 2 nights in the Jungle Lodge, which I just showed you that stunning picture, 7 breakfasts, 6 lunches, 6 dinners. Yeah, and your transportation and everything. So just so you really understand what all you're getting. And then, yeah. Here's just a few more photos of that. Yeah, just you're super secluded. It's 80 acres, this accommodation. So you're nestled in the foothills of northern Costa Rica. And there's also like walking tours here where you can kind of learn about the wildlife in this rainforest reserve that you're staying in. So when you do have a chance to kind of go on your own, that's available to you. There's private trails here, exclusive swimming access. So yeah, really special stay. And we do give you some time to kind of unpack and unwind here. And then we do have some marketing materials, but I know that I'm running out of time. So I'm just going to skip over that. And just see if there's any questions that I can start answering.
Wow, that looked really nice. Thank you so much, Natalie.
Yes.
Such a neat new travel product, this Geluxe. Really takes this unique opportunity that G Adventures already provides and just takes it kind of to that next level.
Yeah.
One thing that I did want to ask is with the Geluxe and the Choose Your Own Adventures, each of those opportunities, such as the waterfall canyoning, or maybe the kayaking or the zip lining, those are all already included in your price, no matter
Yes.
which one you pick, right?
Yes. So here's another, here's one of our tours in Nepal. I just have a few other itineraries. So for this OMG day, you could mountain bike, or do a rowboat ride across a lake and do a yoga session. So either of those are included. So yeah, choose your own adventure. We don't need your answer ahead of time. Even if you thought you were going to do yoga and then you wake up and you want a mountain bike, by all means. It is totally like choose your own adventure that day.
Very neat. I love how you guys have these like kind of just components within each itinerary where you can really make it your own. But I also really love this idea of a day to just kind of decompress with this incredible stay and this like wellness opportunity, wellness moment.
Yes, me too. I'm a sucker for any kind of like spa wellness moment. And
Absolutely.
coffee, clearly.
I did see in one of your other itineraries, I think it may have been Peru, that there was an opportunity to camp. Can you tell me a little bit more about camping through the Geluxe program?
Yes. So let's see if I can find it. So for Geluxe, for some of our Peru itineraries, so some of our Peru itineraries, especially doing Machu Picchu, we were just camping on the ground, but these will be glamping. So these experiences, you'll be lifted, you'll be on a cot, you'll be in more of an elevated, larger tent accommodation, if you will. So still camping, but more glamping. I wonder if there's photos on here. Like this. So like something like this versus just being in a tent. And then yeah, when you're on the actual Inca Trail, it will be more of like a glamping structure. Won't be as set up as this, but you'll be on a cot and things like that. So just an elevated experience from what we were offering in our other style.
Very cool. And then that'll be provided the folks that are participating in the tour won't have to necessarily carry their cot. That'll already be there.
It'll already be there. Yes. And then
Wow.
for those tours as well, we do have Sherpas. So we do employ our own Sherpas on tour. So you do have somebody, it'll say in the itinerary the weight that the Sherpas will carry. So they'll carry everything, and then anything over that you'll be responsible for. But typically that's like your day pack with your snacks, maybe a first aid kit, water, things like that. But yeah, the bulk of your items, we do have a team there to support you to carry that.
Fantastic. Neat. I do see that we have a question in the chat, and I do know we have some questions here as well. So I'm going to read out this question that we have. So you said that custom trips can be booked with as few as 6 people in a party, but is there an upper limit to how many people you can have in a custom or a private group?
So forgive me if I said 6. I meant to say 8. So we'll just start there. But so yeah, any of our itineraries you see, it takes 8 guests or 8 travelers to make it a private group. If you wanted to do more than 8, that's totally fine, but our tours do max out at 16 guests. So if you have 16 people, that's totally fine. Anything more than 16, we're looking at opening up a second departure. So with a second departure, that's a second vehicle. Because again, it's small format. It's like a Mercedes Sprinter van. We don't have those large vans at our disposal. So just think about those if that makes sense for you, if your group's above 16. And then, yes, we can do that with our Geluxe tours. We can do that with any of our tours on our website. And basically would just be, we would just have to make sure if there was a date on the website that you liked, if no one was booked on it, then we could pull that date off the website and give it to you. That's the best way to do it. If you needed a specific date that wasn't on our website, that's a larger conversation that you can reach out to me about, and I can walk you through that process.
Very neat. Awesome. I know we do have a couple more questions coming in. While those questions are being populated, can you tell us a little bit more about this itinerary in front of us?
Yes, of course. So this is going to be, so G Adventures, I should just start by saying that Peru is the bloodline of G Adventures. We have the most tours in Peru. We have a headquarters in there. We have so many staff and employees that live in Peru. It's just are very special to G Adventures. So of course we have 5 itineraries there with our new product. So this is one of the tours where you can hike the Inca Trail. So it's going to be more comfortable camping experience to explore the Amazon jungle. So explore the ancient ruins and immerse yourself in the traditional cultures of the Sacred Valley before setting off on the iconic 4-day trek along the Inca Trail in Machu Picchu. Wake each morning of your hike feeling a bit rested after sleeping on cots with mattresses and blankets, staying at specially chosen campsites to minimize crowds of other hikers, and you'll see Machu Picchu at its glory. In all its glory, head to the Amazon jungle to search for wildlife by boat and by foot before finishing off the adventure back in Lima with a couple less items on your bucket list. So yeah, just tick this off your bucket list. This is a great tour, especially I like a little elevated experience. I know that if I'm hiking all day, I want to sleep, rest my head, maybe, off the ground. So this is a great option. And then I will note, so this is really special. What we did, obviously, we run a lot of tours on the Inca Trail. We pull the most permits every year for the Inca Trail. So we're the #1 vendor to do Peru with. But the thing about the special with Geluxe is we pivoted all of our campsites to be in between all of the typical campsites. So even our standard Inca Trail tour, if you're camping, at a campsite, a standard campsite, the Geluxe campsite will be, a few miles past that one. So you'll never be like overcrowded, overpopulated. It's just going to be very special, and only Geluxe travelers will be staying there. So it'll be a very intimate, special experience. And then I could just click through some other ones. So this is another one that we have in Peru too. This is 16 days Lima to Lima. But yeah, plenty of great options. If Machu Picchu is on your bucket list, you got to give me a call.
Yeah, Machu Picchu does look like incredible. When we talk about these itineraries for folks that have maybe some other things that they want to do while they're in country. Is there flexibility within the tour to do that? Or how would you suggest someone maybe add that on either before or after the tour itself?
So there's a few things to there's a few ways to answer that. So as I mentioned, a lot of our tours, we leave some free time in the itinerary. So it's not going to be like sun up to sundown, need to be here, 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 here. We do have some free time in the itinerary. So if you're in a spot on the itinerary that you really want to mill around in, you can do that during your free time in that destination on that tour stop. If you wanted to add a pre-night or a post-night, we offer those on our website when you book our tours with us. What that looks like is whatever the starting hotel is and whatever the ending hotel is, we typically just have pre-nights and post-nights at that hotel. So what you would do was just add on 1, 2, 3, whatever nights you wanted pre or post. And then they would just keep you typically in the same room until the tour starts. So that's what that looks like. But I think it's always great to tack on a few days, especially if you're traveling across the globe. I always like to give myself some buffer in case something happens with the travel day. So going a day early just to be sure you're at the start of the tour on time is never a bad idea. And then adding a day at the end, again, I said I love spas, I love wellness, and to have a little R and pamper yourself is also never a bad idea.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know that makes a lot of sense. And adding in those days on either side, not only as a buffer, but for an opportunity to maybe explore some areas or explore some
Yeah.
sites that might not be already included in the itinerary seems like a really good way to kind of get all those things done together.
Yes. And then when you book with us, so we have an app. So once you're booked with us and you're on your tour, we'll introduce you to your CEO, which is what we call our tour guides, and everybody else on tour. So you'll have a little chat feature where you can talk to people if anyone's been there, or if you want to pick the brain of your CEO to get some, maybe you have 2 nights ahead of time. You can ask your CEO, hey, where should I go? What should I do? Things like that. You can already start utilizing his local knowledge. And then again, on the end, if you have an end cap and you're just doing post extension, he can definitely point you in the right direction of maybe his favorite spa in the area, or what have you. So definitely lean into your local guide because they're a wealth of knowledge and they want you to have the best time and experience their country to its fullest. So yeah, we'll definitely give you the inside scoop with them.
Absolutely. Very cool. I know that you do have a couple of extra itineraries here, and I was wondering if you might happen to have either Jordan or if you could tell us maybe a little bit more about Jordan, the Jordan experience.
Yes, let me find it. I wish there was a better way. I wonder if I could see it here. Okay, here we go.
Perfect.
So this is our Jordan tour. Everyone that I know who's been to Jordan cannot say enough about Petra. Like, what an amazing, powerful place to be. So, this is gonna be a Jordan tour. It's on my bucket list. So 9 days, I'm on to the Dead Sea. So again, this start and stop, or the beginning of the tour and the end of the tour aren't in the same place. You probably have to do one way into both, just something to note. But yeah, this is going to be a stunning opportunity to just really cover a lot of land, cover a lot of ground, see Petra, Wadi Rum. There is so much to experience. And the stars, I mean, you can see in this picture, is unmatched. This is going to be your OMG stay at this eco lodge at a nature reserve. So you really are going to immerse yourself in the nature and just, lean into unplugging. And then your OMG day is so cool. So choose between experience the life of a shepherd or meet a family and and learn how to cook a traditional dish. So
Wow.
whether you want to see, how they work the fields and the practices out there on the land, or if you want to be in the kitchen and learn how to cook, those are really cool intimate experiences that I don't think anyone else is offering. Really, again, that local flair, really going into the home of someone and learning from them is such a special experience.
Wow, very neat. That idea
Yeah.
of learning from a shepherd. I mean, learning to cook is so exciting and wonderful, but that unique opportunity to learn to be a shepherd for a day in an area that just has such a deep history there seems really neat.
Yeah.
Wow, very cool. And then, so for folks that are looking to be a part of this, they would work with their local agent to help them identify maybe an itinerary and travel there and back, and some other of the components that they might want, such as travel insurance. Do you have a favorite itinerary off the top of your head so far?
Okay, so of course I do. So obviously Jordan's up there, but this Cambodia one, I love Angkor Wat. I've been there. It was like one of my first international experiences. So I would go back, but sunrise at Angkor Wat that's included in this tour is such a special experience. If you've never been to Cambodia, I highly recommend it. And Thailand, I mean, I could eat Thai food for every meal. So I'm a sucker for that. But yeah, you'll get a foodie progressive meal through Bangkok. So you'll go from food stall to food stall to food stall and just eat all of these little dishes. And then yeah, the sunrise tour of Angkor Wat. This tour, I did this very on a shoestring budget when I was fresh out of college, and the fact that it's in this elevated format, it speaks to my heart. So I highly recommend this because these destinations are so beautiful. And yeah, Thailand is honestly very popular. So I think this is a really great opportunity to elevate our product line in this destination.
Neat, very cool. Yeah, I
Yes.
can't quite imagine exactly what sunrise would look like at Angkor Wat, but just the opportunity to be there and see that ancient structure and all of the incredible
Mhm.
artwork that's there has got to be just beyond words.
Yes.
Very neat. Well, this has been really exciting, and I don't see any more questions in the chat, but this has been really, really cool. And we're here at Jet very excited about the new Geluxe line that G Adventures has come out with. We've been fans of G Adventures for quite some time, and we're really excited to see this opportunity being brought out as well.
Yes, I'm so happy I got to share this with you. If you have any questions or anybody needs to reach out to me, I'm happy to dive through all of the 28 itineraries.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much again, Natalie. We really, really appreciate you joining us tonight and sharing more about G Adventures. And we look forward to our next conversation.
Perfect. Me too. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.